All right, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's explainer, where we're going to unpack a single, seemingly simple sentence. But honestly, it contains a profound, totally mind bending philosophical premise. We're looking at a translated piece of source text today that literally forces us to question the very fabric of reality, logic, and, well, how we use language to frame hypothetical scenarios. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through this highly focused breakdown of a thought experiment that is guaranteed to tie your brain in the best possible kind of knots. Let's get started. So, the original source text asks us this profound question: what would happen if time stopped for a week? I want you to truly, really imagine the sheer weight and staggering implications of that scenario. Just let that sink in for a second. What would happen if time stopped for a week? It sounds like a fun, classic science fiction concept at first glance, right? But as we're about to see through our breakdown today, this simple sentence hides a truly spectacular trap. But hey, before we start systematically deconstructing this giant hypothetical scenario word by word, I've got a super quick request. If you're enjoying this focused approach to learning and exploring these crazy concepts with us, please take just a second to like this explainer and subscribe to our channel. It is seriously the best way to help us keep creating these structured deep dives for you. Okay, back to the paradox. Section 1. The concept of stopped time. Notice the absolute, entirely uncompromising nature of those three short words. If time stopped, right? We aren't just talking about things slowing down or moving sluggishly. We are talking about a total universal pause. Think about it. In a universe where time is stopped, motion literally cannot exist. Progression ceases totally. Reality, exactly as we fundamentally understand and experience it, is put on an indefinite hold. To even comprehend this, we have to mentally strip away like everything we know about how the cosmos operates. It's the ultimate freezing of the universal frame. Section 2. The 1 week paradox. But here's the thing, the prompt doesn't just end there. It brilliantly illustrates the ultimate logical trap of our thought experiment. So on one hand, we have concept A, time stops. And as we just established, this means absolutely zero progression, none. But then on the other hand, we have concept B for 1 week. So the absolutely crucial point here is this. How can you possibly measure a duration of a week if the very mechanism required to measure it, which is time, is no longer moving? A week is strictly a measurement of passing time. If time is completely stopped, it's utterly impossible to measure a week, a day, or even a microsecond. The whole premise just kind of short-circuits itself. What we're dealing with here is a textbook paradox, a statement that inherently contradicts itself. Trying to measure a week within a state of stopped time is mathematically and philosophically void. There's just no way around it. And this is exactly why wrapping our minds around this specific source text is so delightfully tricky and confusing. We're basically attempting to use a measurement of time to define a state where time doesn't even exist. It is a fantastic mental glitch, beautifully captured in a single sentence. Section 3. Unpacking the final question. So, knowing that the core of the premise is, well, intrinsically flawed, let's bring our focus back to the very beginning of the prompt. What would happen? Because the premise itself is a linguistic paradox, trying to predict the outcome becomes this endless loop of fascinating contradictions, based entirely on how the prompt is worded. Think about it. If you ask what would happen, you're implicitly asking for an event, right? A consequence, a sequence of action. But in stopped time, nothing happens. It turns out our brains simply do not have the software to process a reality without a ticking clock. We literally struggle to even ask a question about stopped time without using time-based words. It's wild. Which, funny enough, leaves us right back where we started, but hopefully with a much deeper appreciation for the hidden mechanics of this fascinating scenario. What would happen if time stopped for a week? It's an unanswerable, entirely contradictory, yet brilliantly provocative thought experiment. I want to leave you with this original source question one last time to just ponder long after this explainer ends. Next time you hear a simple hypothetical, look closely at the language, because you might just find a paradox hiding in plain sight. Thank you so much for exploring this fascinating concept with me, and keep questioning the unknown.